looking forward to the weekend, Friday, getting down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend, partying.
Yeah! 5 o'clock hour. Here we go. Empty Thomas and Mack now. Well, it'll be empty later on. We still can't have fans here at the Thomas and Mack. Not as if I own the building, but UNLV can't have fans at the building. Mountain West Conference will not have fans. WAC will not have fans. We're seeing SEC will have fans. ACC will have fans at their tournament, so I'm not sure anything's going to change on that front. It is weird, John, that the Mountain West Conference will not have fans at its tournament, yet they put another week of games in, and some of those games in that week, when they're trying to make sure we get games in for TV obligations, fans will be in some of the buildings in bigger numbers. So strange
times we live in.
When have we not said the Mountain West Conference isn't strange? It's a weird place to reside in. Big Five time.
Battle-Born Injury Lawyers presents the Big Five at 5. Number 5.
We'll do it live.
Yep, we are live, and I think you can hear us. We're all good to go. Chat away. You can send our messages or send us messages. We'll read your messages, your comments during the Big Five. All right, here's another one of those. I'm happy. I'm sad. I don't know how to react here. I've been trying to get my hands on this Meat Mountain. But that sounded perverted, didn't it?
Not really.
John, are you aware of the Meat Mountain?
Yes, I am. I don't know what specifically meats are involved, but I know what the sandwich is. I know the fame and everything behind it. And I will say, I don't know if I want a whole one, but I want to have a bite of one.
It'd be nice to cut it up into like cake slices that, little Diego, your son, and your wife could all share, a communal meal. No, we did not sign a deal with Arby's, but, if anyone's listening in the back, our vast sales crew, we're on board. Here's the Meat Mountain. Yes, it's 6 straight shows we've hit on this, but now we've got breaking news. We've got an actual review of the sandwich. As they put it, it's the biggest sandwich they've ever sold. Stacked ridiculously high with almost all the meats. 2 chicken tenders, slice of roast beef, check that, slice of roast turkey, pit smoked ham, corned beef, 13-hour smoked brisket, not 11-hour, Angus steak, roast beef, pepper bacon, cheddar, and Swiss somewhere in there. But the key phrase is limited availability at participating locations. Is Vegas going to participate? Because they are in San Diego. The former offensive lineman, Rich Ornberger, who was on San Diego radio, made it out and about in the San Diego area, and he found one of those participating locations. He got the sandwich. He's got a video. It's up on ESPN Las Vegas. You can take a look at it there. This is some of the clips as it's broken down. He gets the sandwich, and here we go.
It's Meat Mountain. It's a meat monster. Whoa. Wow. It's like if a roast beef sandwich married a pastrami sandwich, adopted a couple of chicken tenders, and you ate the whole family.
Yummy.
Can I ask?
It was awe-inspiring when he opened the wrapper.
It looked good.
It's a big ass sandwich.
Well, the important part was he got a well-presented sandwich, because I have seen pictures of some very pathetic-looking Meat Mountain sandwiches that have not looked appetizing.
Was the mountain tipping over?
No,
or
the mountain was
squashed?
like this flat.
Get out of here.
Yeah, it looked disgusting.
How do you even squash it down with that many meats on it?
Right.
Or are they getting chintzy with the meats?
They're getting chintzy, I think.
Here's more of the San Diego radio guy.
This may be the best. It's delicious. And I love my kids, but if it was between Meat Mountain and one of the boys, who do I push off the boat? Who needs a sandwich with this many meats on it? Me. It's me. I need it. Right around the halfway mark, you realize you have half a sandwich left, and you start just considering a lot of your life choices that led you to this.
He's been on a diet. We've had him on a couple of times, and I usually mention how much he's down because he's a big guy. He played offensive lineman in the offensive line in the NFL, and I think he was like he'd gotten down from like 295 to 260. I guess this was like his cheat day. And you got to watch him eating this thing. He's eating it, and he's just squirting wildly horsey sauce all over this thing. The horsey sauce is flying.
I've never had horsey sauce.
Oh, it's delicious.
I love Arby's sauce.
Arby's sauce is
Very
dynamite.
good. So is there Is there a sauce that already comes on the Meat Mountain, or is it just plain? Because that's really dry. Like, you'd need a lot of sauce, I would think.
I mean, you could have some juicy meats on there. I don't know.
I guess the meat is juicy enough.
When they described it, it does not say there's any sort of aioli. Is that what you would throw on it?
Something,
Okay. Here's the finale. I mean, this was like a 23-minute video, and
Totally mayo.
I watched this morning just in awe, just in total awe.
The reason why I'm eating this in the car is because my wife wouldn't even let me step foot in the house with it. She's probably jealous that I didn't get her one. Last bite, a Meat Mountain. Would I ever order it again? No. No, I probably won't. But who's ever climbed Everest twice?
Nope, that's a good point. A little hiccup at the end. Would your wife let you bring it in the house?
Well, she's not a vegetarian, but she's
Oh,
not
my God.
she's not the biggest fan of certain meats. Like, she claims that she's not like a fan of pork, but then I've given her pork like on multiple occasions without telling her, and she says it's delicious. And then when you tell her it's pork, she's like, "Oh, I don't like it." Like, she's one of those.
One of those.
She also might have an issue with the establishment that sells Meat Mountain.
Okay.
So probably not.
There's
Except
a prior history there we don't know about.
as long as there's curly fries, though, I think you can get it in the house.
So if they just squash some curly fries on
Right.
top,
Yeah.
then we're good to go with the mountain. All right. Well, that was a hell of a review. Someday I hope we can get it here in Las Vegas. I feel like we're on the outside looking in. I don't get it. I don't get why we're being cheated out of life
It's like Chick-fil-A.
and this experience. Well, we finally got it. Now there's
Yeah.
42 of them here. Be open on Sunday soon. Maybe.
Number 4.
I want to watch it. I want to see what's going to happen, but I don't feel like this is really a good setup event for mixed martial arts. We've talked about the YouTube star Jake Paul. I am 100% betting Ben Askren against him, even though Ben Askren, a former high-level borderline Olympic wrestler, doesn't have great hands in MMA. Those two are going to fight in a boxing match. You know, Jake Paul is the guy who knocked out Nate Robinson.
Are they scoring it? Well,
Well-
because you said you're going to bet it. So are they actually scoring?
that's a
Is it
good
going to be a
point.
sanctioned event? Or?
It's not until April 17th, so we got to get close to the finish line. We'll find out. I got the name right, correct, Ari? Right? Nate Robinson? I think last time I said that Jake Paul knocked out Nate McMillan.
Oh,
You
yeah.
have such a crazy memory.
Nate McMillan.
Well, because
Former
it's
Pacers
It's true,
coach.
but like,
well, because as soon as the last time I screwed it up, and I was so mad afterwards, and it hit me at like 9:00 at night that I had gotten it wrong, that Jake Paul had knocked out 6'5" former NBA player Nate McMillan instead of 5'9" former NBA player Nate Robinson. Anyway,
Former Pacers coach, just in
Yeah.
a tough spot after getting fired by Indiana and signed up to do a boxing match.
he needs a fight. So Jake Paul is this YouTube star. His brother Logan, same thing. They are the biggest draws outside of Conor McGregor in all of combat sports. It ain't Canelo. By the way, Canelo this weekend is in a fight where he's a minus
He's
10,000.
fighting?
He's in a minus 10,000. He's a minus 10,000 favorite. Like, what are we doing?
Boxing is sucks.
Congrats on the money. And listen, you're putting your life on the line, so I guess he deserves to make the money. But what are we doing? So the Paul brothers have kind of trying to save boxing. So you got this fight with MMA guy Ben Askren and Jake Paul, who's never really had a professional fight. I guess you call the Robinson fight a professional fight. Yes. The other matchup now added to it is hometown hero. You remember Frank Mir? He's the guy who pancaked Adam Hill in football, so we love that. We've got a long relationship on the show with Frank Mir. We like him. I think he likes us.
He fight?
I don't know. I don't like this. Frank Mir in a boxing match against Antonio Tarver. And when we talked about it yesterday briefly, because we just found out about it, Adam Hill was like, Tarver's 52. I'm like, I don't care.
Tarver's a boxer, right?
He's a boxer.
Yeah.
He's a former light heavyweight champ of the world. Fought into the 200 range. He took out Roy Jones on at least one occasion. We saw what Larry Holmes did as he got super old. Now I'm not saying Frank Mir is Butterbean, because there was actually a Larry Holmes Butterbean fight, and Larry Holmes at like 100 years old was just like jab, 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 and like Butterbean couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
Couldn't get inside. I don't know if this is a great. He's going to make money, but I don't know if it's a great fight for Frank Mir to be taking boxing against Antonio Tarver.
Right. And it's
Unless
also
he's going to dirty box him and get him on the ropes and just freaking crowd him.
I mean, I would also say, too, that does it hurt MMA in general at all in perception if your three biggest, the crossovers all end up in losses, if that's what happens, right? Askren goes, fights a YouTuber in boxing, loses. Mir, 52, what did you say, 52 was Tarver?
Yeah.
52-year-old Tarver loses. I don't think it would really hurt anything other than boxing would have some weird bragging rights over MMA, but I don't think it would look great for the sport.
And to me, if we're going to do crossover fights, I think it's got to be people who are a little younger in MMA and have more of a boxing background.
Well, also, let's go. Like, strap up, and why don't you go on the other side too?
Well, they're never going to do that. So
It
that's
gets destroyed.
They're never. Antonio Tarver's not return match against Frank Mir.
No.
Let's do MMA, and then Frank in 8 seconds has him down, and he's like, try to defend this. Oh, you remember? I've broken 2 arms in MMA.
I'd watch.
So let's go to the mat.
I'd watch Jake Paul and Ben Askren in an MMA fight. I'd pay for that.
Oh my God! But amazingly, Jake Paul is a minus 265 favorite against Ben Askren.
Yeah.
And I'm going to bet Askren, and if Askren gets knocked out in like 15 seconds, I'm going to be so pissed off. Come on, dude.
You're actually going to watch. I'm surprised.
Yes! This is the root of mixed martial arts.
No shot.
Although it would be my style against your style, and I actually get to fight my style. I'm not forced into fighting your style, and that's what this event is all about. Next up.
Number 3.
Wait, what's happening here? Pat McAfee, former NFL kicker, and Marc-Andre Fleury involved in some dealio.
He was on Marc-Andre Fleury with Pat McAfee, and Pat McAfee issued him a challenge. You score a goal at any point this year, and well, you listen for yourself, Steve.
That's a moment they pull the goalie. You have it on your stick. Oh my God, here we go.
Yeah.
This because it only happens like probably 3 times a year, maybe once a year.
Yeah, if that. Yeah, maybe a couple times. But then, yeah, you're gonna clear like above everybody, right? And it's gonna be in straight line, so it's not easy. Yeah.
Hey, you get one this year. I'll give $100,000 to whatever foundation you want it to go to.
Jeez. Don't get me trying every night. No, every time.
Yes, that's what we're looking. Hey, $100,000 if you do it. It rarely happens.
Shot at Robin Leonard too.
You think?
Get me trying every night, Mark. Every night. Interesting. Didn't know you were in the goal every night.
I don't think Fleury was guaranteeing that Leonard was done, and he's the one.
That's how I
90% of the time.
That's how I
By the way, goals by goaltenders
right.
in the NHL, not that common. So it's a great bet. I mean, McAfee presented like it happens 3 times a year. It happened in 2020. Check that. Oh, yeah, it did happen in 2020. Before that, when do you think the last goal was? Don't be ridiculous.
1995.
Stop. 2013. So it was a 7-year gap. There was a run where there was a bunch from 2011 to 2013, but Pekka Rinne in 2020, Mike Smith, Marty Brodeur in 2013, Cam Ward.
Oh, I remember that one. That was nasty.
Yeah, going back to like 1979, I don't know. Looks like it's happened like 16, 17 times. Billy Smith,
Iconic.
79-80. Check that. 79. It was a 79-80 season.
I was going to correct you.
Yes. How many of those guys had done it multiple times?
2.
I didn't name everyone.
2.
You know, Brodeur did it 3 times.
What?
Yeah.
You know, it's actually in an interesting spot, too, because if Fleury really is, because I would love for him to actually try this every night when he's in goal and just start taking shots at an empty net when they're clearly up, right, because the opponent is right pulling their goalie. How hated do you think he would be? And be like, dude, it's for charity. Like, I'm not trying to run up the score, guys. Like, calm down. People are taking shots at him, going after him because he's just sitting there trying to run up the score, trying to score a goal every night.
How about just doing it 4 or 5 times a game in regular situations?
Yeah.
Just chucking it towards the net.
Much like in foosball when I goalie shot or 2 points.
Yes, same exact thing.
Yep.
Top 2 stories.
Number 2.
You always keep your hand on the goalie because I did. In foosball. Actually go overhand.
Number 2.
God, Ari is so annoyed today. He's like, I have to hit it again. He's like, I've got work to do.
Careful, he's going to yell at you.
This
again.
stupid show. When did he yell at me? During one of the breaks?
Yeah.
He snapped. Oh, he snapped over the...
Number 2.
Now he's ready.
Now he's all
That's
over
good.
it.
That's,
Yeah, now
that's
he's
the whole
all
point.
over it. Yeah.
Now you're Johnny on the spot. Keep cutting us off. That's the stupid bit. You're onto it. I love it.
It only took 2 years.
Yes. Yeah, he was snapping because I asked for a search on Afro Bowling Guy, and he couldn't find it. I found it in 2 seconds.
Because you accidentally gave him the wrong letter.
I don't know if I did. I think he misheard it. I said PBA
No, you
Afro
did.
Guy.
You said PGA.
Oh, I did say PGA,
Yeah.
and then he starts looking up PGA. But like the whole conversation was about bowling.
It was great because he
That's my bad.
screamed at Steve. He goes, "You told me PGA," but I also searched PBA and I couldn't find it. And I was like, "What are we doing?"
Number 2.
Ari must feel like David Pelly. The guy gets his dream job. This is Ari's dream job. Top of the mountain. This is it.
Doesn't get any better than that.
Doesn't get any better. And then all he gets is guff from the guys he works with, right? David Culley, Texans owner, talks to Deshaun Watson on the phone. Watson's like, nah, I'm not playing for you. I'm done. I said it. I'm out.
Is it really troubling that in today's age he couldn't even get a Zoom call? Like it had to be on the phone.
Do we know for sure? I'm saying phone. Do we know for sure it wasn't even like sort of a face-to-face?
Oh, I don't know. I assume because I heard you say phone. Can you imagine if it was just the phone? Like if he asked him, he's like, "We'll do Skype audio."